Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look again at the little cup. Of course, I don't really play this cup right now because I don't really like it, but we can take a look at some gameplay with the newly released bite version of Alolan Grimer. Alolan Grimer going to be able to definitely do some decent damage against the meta here right now, as we're going to have a meta around Wynaut, which you also see here right now on the screen, as well as the Bronzor, which we have in the back here as well. They said that they only TM'd Bronzor later on, so let's see if they actually already have the double charge move. Now here, for example, you only see that they're going to have the dark type charge move there. So like they said that they did it later on, so I put it still on the right side. Otherwise, this cup definitely is something where you can use only single move Pokemon as well, because usually there are a lot of Pokemon that don't really need a secondary charge move, which is very nice. You're going to encounter a Slugma that will have 0 chance against this Wynaut, literally 0 chance there. They can go for a charge move here as well, never knock them out. It is going to be a Rock Slide, which is not even going to be Stab, and we see the opponent coming back in here with a Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon is a horrible matchup in general for themselves against the Wynaut, as well as the opponent didn't have the right fast move here, as I can see. You're going to want to use Tackle. This is going to be Takedown, and they're going to take them down as well, as you're going to see the next game coming in. At least those battles are pretty fast so far. We're going to see a Litleo coming in here, and now Dano as well. Both of them are weak to counter. Like, definitely those Pokemon here on top, like the Wynaut is so far definitely the MVP, as it's just going to be able to counter everything down. And this game is already over at this point of time as well, because you can now align your Bronzor against the opponent's it's even called in English Cottony, and in Cottony here is definitely German gameplay, so definitely going to be a little bit confused about some names, but Bronzor are going to be able to just win this game easily. We're going to see here also Tackle Bronzor, which is going to be the better fit for this meta in my opinion. Tackle Bronzor is the way to go, as you see the full farm down nearly of the Litleo. You should have let this move go through most likely, but it doesn't matter. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter what does this Cottony you want to do here against your Bronzor. I have no idea. There is literally nothing they can do, and we're going to see most likely a Grass Knot coming through here. It's going to be just a Seed Bomb, you see already. Bronzor XL is just so busted. It's just insanity. Next opponent, we see a Duck in the lead. I always like some Ducks. You could have stayed in there for a little bit, but I guess they're playing an ABB line with the Bronzor usually as a Say-Swap, which does make a lot of sense. Aerial Ace coming through here, which doesn't do too much damage, and also not the best move to go for, and we're going to see now the Wynaut coming in, which is also not the best counter swap here, as you're going to see that Wynaut are going to take some pretty decent damage from your charge move, as well as the opponent has literally 0 charge move pressure against you. The Americold is going to be double resisted, as well as it's a horrific charge move in general. It's so bad. It's honestly one of the worst charge moves in the game. It's like the only charge move that Wynaut learns, and the stat product just makes it so much better, but you see already how little damage it's going to do. You can just farm them all the way down. You don't have to go for a single charge move anymore. Tackle will be enough to knock them out here for sure, as they don't do any damage really against you. You're going to see that one as well, and you can farm them all the way. Very nice so far, as you're going to see now that you're going to have to also go up against the Bronzor here. We can go for the payback, and you're just going to hit this one as well for whatever reason, and the opponent is running Confusion, which is so much better for you. As you can see now, the opponent does literally 0 damage against you. We see the Ducklet coming back in here again, and this is going to be most likely another Aerial Ace here, which is not the move that you want to run on Ducklet anyway. Like for Ducklet, it's most likely going to be better to run the move Brave Bird and Bubble Beam. So yeah, here we're going to see that you can go ahead and go for your own charge move. The Mirror Code going to knock them out, and there is literally no way for the opponent to still win this, and they're going to forfeit. Let's see if Grimer going to do some more here. We're going to have now the Daytime. Maybe they changed the charge moves as well. Let's see. We're going to see another Ducklet in the lead here, as you're going to swap out now into your Wynaut, because Wynaut, we're going to be able to see at least a Bubble Beam here coming through, which is the way to go for this matchup most likely, as you're going to be able to take those moves way easier. Still going to shield up the move, which is interesting. You can stay in here and go for another Bubble Beam, I guess, in order... No, it's going to be a Brave Bird, actually, in order to make this a little bit easier. We're going to see a Charmander coming in there. Oh, that's kind of spicy. Charmander for this meta is definitely... this is a very decent answer for the... Steel type Bronzor there in the back, but you're going to have to shield up the move now. It's going to be a Flame Charge, most likely it is, and you're going to see how much damage actually Charmander did there as well. We're going to see the Duck coming back in here. Ducklet going to get the next shield from the opponent. Going to be another Bubble Beam here. You're going to swap out into your Bronzor, which will have to take the Bubble Beam as well. Going to get debuffed, but like Bronzor didn't really do damage prior anyway. Just basically around the fast move damage there. And now we're going to see the Bronzor mirror, amazing. The opponent going to run Confusion, which again, while PvP says this is the better fast move to go for, it is not in my opinion, because you just do more damage with Tackle. Tackle is just the stronger move because it's a one-turn move in this meta right now. And as you see there already, the opponent forfeited at this point of time already. You saw like down there the quest going up. It's basically a good indicator if the opponent quit or not. You're going to see the next opponent going to have a horrible lead for you again with a Dano. You're going to swap out into your Wynaut immediately as we're going to see a Wailmer coming in. Shadow Wailmer is definitely a spicy Pokemon to go for, but it's not going to have the greatest time against your Wynaut here. Wynaut is going to take those moves pretty easily. Body Slam coming through, not really scary neck for you anyway. You can shield this next move up actually if you want to, but you can also try to get 2 shields. That's fine for you as well, as you're going to still survive this Body Slam, and you will be able to go ahead and go for the knockout. That's amazing for you, as you can now go ahead and go into your Bronzor for sure. There's no reason to go into your other Pokemon. Yeah, Bronzor's coming through, and we see now that it has 2 moves. That's amazing, as you see the opponent having a Pokemon that you definitely kind of want to shield up against with the, I forgot the name in English, you know the name in English most likely, I forgot about it there, but we're going to see the Body Slam coming through, and we're going to see a Crunch now, maybe getting even the debuff. This is the cool thing about this Pokemon as well, having access to Crunch. Would get some debuffs, but they're just going to let this move go through, and now it's the Dano against the Bronzor. You don't have shields, it's actually going to be an interesting matchup. Crunch coming through, you don't get the debuff, which is amazing for you. You're gonna go straight for the charge move, which I wouldn't have done if I was you, because the opponent still has a shield left. So I would just go up to 2 charge moves. Might just waste some of your lifetime if you just go straight for the move, even though you don't need it. And even though the opponent has a shield advantage and also energy advantage, Bronzor is still going to be able to beat a Dark type there. That's definitely how it's supposed to be, right? I really don't like this card. Like, honestly, even looking at those battles here again, it just really bugs me that this card even exists. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you're doing right now, especially after all the Raid Pass Dilemma coming up now. Didn't talk about it in the video earlier because it was pre-recorded, but yeah, I already made a video about it. I don't really want to go too much into detail. I don't think it's going to be the death of Pokemon Go in terms of like people going to all quit now. I think a minority of people are actually doing a ton of raids through the through that feature. Like, a lot of people don't spend too much money onto the game. That's why I don't think it's going to be too crazy, but still not something that you really want to have. I don't really see anything positive coming from Niantic over the last 1.5 years, I think, where we have a positive change for the community. It's all going to go down and kind of going to go back, which is kind of worrying to be fair, but yeah. I already made a video, I don't really want to dwell about this too long here. As well as we're going to see the Bronzor matchup now, they're going to have Confusion, which is going to be a little bit awkward actually here, as they're going to still be able to farm you down. You're going to shield this move up, and I think the Bronzor are going to be able to still win against you here, right? Let's take a look at this. Can Bite, is Bite enough to knock them out? Let's see, we're going to see the payback coming through, nope. And here you see the issue again. Even those Dark-type Pokemon, they're still going to struggle against your Bronzor, which is it's just so wild. And even against like the Wynaut here, as you're going to see as well, you had to swap out there because you would lose this matchup. Honestly, I just don't really understand why Wynaut as well as the Bronzor is allowed for this cup. Both of them really don't make any sense at all. Just ban them and you're fine. But here we're going to see the seal coming in, where they might actually have the Pokemon in the back that I showcased before, which would be interesting, with Stunky in the back, but we will find that out later as we're going to see the next charge move coming through. So far it's the one little cup video that I made on my channel. It's the same team so far. Let's see what they have in the back. You're gonna go back into your yeah, and I guess you want to catch the move, that's kind of smart, I guess. But yeah, that's going to lock you into this matchup here right now. We're going to see that you can farm them all the way down. They're going to have their own Bronzor in the back. It's going to be Confusion, which is way better for you. Confusion is not the way to go. Tackle is the way to go for sure, as the payback is coming through and going to do some decent damage against the opponent, making this matchup pretty easy. You can shield this move up if you want to. It's not going to get shielded. And you can go ahead and go for another move, but they're going to go into their Wynaut now, because of Wynaut. You will be able to go for another move there, and you can just farm all the way down. Don't shield anything here. They can go for another charge move, which is going to be double resisted. And you can just basically bite them down here, I think, with your Grimer there. Grimer should be fine, just shielding up twice and farm them down. And you should be good to go if they don't run Tackle. I think even Tackle would be able to outspeed you in terms of damage output, which is just wild. Bronzor is just, shouldn't be allowed in this meta right now. It's just so overpowered. Next opponent, another Wynaut, another time where you're actually going to struggle with the the Pokemon that's supposed to counter them, because just of the stat products there. We get another time the Pokemon, and we have no idea about the name in English right now, so we're going to see that you're going to be able to go for some counter damage. It would be a Schnuthelm, as you can see here, in German, but we see now the mirror code coming through. You're going to be able to take this Body Slam still. No, you're going to actually go down from this, and you have to go back into... Do you go into the Bronzor actually? You're going to go into your Grimer here, which will be able to go for one Crunch. That's going to be able to not knock them out straight away, because they're going to shield this move up, but you can bite them down afterwards, which is fine. They definitely don't get to another charge move after the debuff here. We see the swap though into the Ducklet there, which is going to have to deal now with the Bronzor, which is not a good matchup for the Ducklet for sure. It's going to be one that you can easily win here, as you can go ahead and go for some Side Shock damage. I actually would have went straight for it, because the opponent going to try to debuff you the entire time. But, oh, actually, they're going to debuff themselves. But luckily, you're going to be able to go ahead and go for another charge move here, but they're going to still get to the next one in time. Going to be Bubble Beam. CMP was not really that nice, but you can at least clear the debuff with the Pokemon that you have in the back still, with the Grimer, where you can swap out now. Where I would also... Okay, you can let this move go through, but I would swap out eventually, because you're going to do less damage right now anyway. Throwing this charge move here while being double debuffed doesn't really make too much sense. You're still going to get the shield at least, but you should swap out eventually. Especially during... Okay, you're just gonna go still for the charge moves. Yeah, you swap out now. Okay, I guess now you're at least clearing the debuff there. It's still going to be an interesting one. You're going to shield this move up, which is definitely the right play to do, because there is literally, like, there's no reason not to. Like, that's going to be the only charge move that's going to hit you. It's always going to be Mirror Code. They don't have two different charge moves. There's nothing that they can bait with. And you're still going to be able to get to the payback here to knock them out straight away here, which is going to at least win you this game. Next opponent, going to see the Wooper coming in, and we see also the strategy kind of the team, where I actually thought that you might want to go into your Bronzor as a Sail Swap instead, as you can definitely deal better with the what's called even here, the Drifloon. The Drifloon definitely better with your yeah, with the payback basically of your Bronzor, but we'll see here that you can farm them all the way down, at least with your Grimer, Shadow Grimer coming in clutch, but we're going to see the Icy Wind going to get shielded here, as you can swap out immediately most likely. Or you're not just staying in here. Don't know, I think it's going to be already game here for the U, but you should have swapped out most likely a little bit earlier. Yeah, it's going to be game here. I don't think there's anything that you can do about this matchup now, because they're going to have the Vulpix here in the back, which is going to shield up the move, but they're going to be able to outspeed you definitely to 2 more Weather Ball Fire. Weather Ball Fire going to do a ton of damage, as you can... Oh, that was actually not a Weather Ball, right? Like, I didn't really see that right now. Let's see again. It's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be the Flame Charge. Oh, that's so wild. Honestly, I didn't even know that this thing would learn it. You will be able to farm down, but the Wooper going to be your end boss here for sure. There's nothing that you can do about this Pokemon. You even get the defense drop here, but you're going to see already the yeah, move coming through here, going to knock you out. And we're going to be able to go into the next matchup here. Going to go up against a Bronzor again. They're going to have Confusion, which is better for you. And we see the Dano coming in, which you can counter for sure with your own little boy here. They're going to have only Body Slam, as the Wynaut going to chunk the hit damage here, definitely coming through from Counter. Counter is just such a strong charge move. Honestly, I feel like Counter should be nerfed. And other stuff may be buffed that can counter Steel type Pokemon, because you see already in like Open Weight League, Medicham is just everywhere. Medicham is just so broken. Honestly, it's just insane. I don't know how you really want to change the Open Weight League without maybe nerfing some of the fast moves or charge moves that make Pokemon really great. But yeah, it's definitely a difficult talk in general to nerf or buff stuff right now. Feel like everything kinda has some side effects that might be a little bit tricky, but here we're going to see the crunch coming through from your Grimer. It's going to be also the final bit of this battle. You will be able to easily win this game for sure, as this Ducklet has no chance against you. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. You're going to see my latest Master League video on the left side, and most likely the top teams on the right side for this little cup. If you need some ideas, maybe click on that. Otherwise, hope you have a great rest of your day, and leave a like on the video. Bye bye.